Yes, chaps, I've been drinking. A healthy dose of Wild Turkey 101 and complemented with a coffee that's been delightfully spiced with a 69% plantation rum. Needless to say, I have quite a nice buzz going. But anyway, for the record, the title of this video is done entirely by me and there was no based female involved who knocked it up a notch and made it more pure than it already was. But anyway, this video is going to be loaded to the brim with nothing but the finest Hwang wisdom. Because a few days ago, I had a day off, and I essentially just spent it shitposting on the Twitter, and man was that experience enlightening. Just for all the wrong reasons. Now, those of you who are around my age, you will know the character Al Bundy from the show Married with Children, and he had this really great quote, "Don't try and understand women, women understand women and they hate each other." Holy Moses, not only is that quote demonstrably true, but trying to understand them from a male perspective. You know how I said in a previous video, I don't hate them, but I have to purge my social media of women because seeing and interacting with them is just ramping that up in sixth? Yeah, that wasn't a joke, by the way. I'm being serious. I really should have taken my own advice, by the way. Because if the troll fest on the Twitter was anything to go by, and frankly, you can see this in interviews all over the place, unfortunately, it's not just isolated to social media. But the conclusion that I reached, only real men, and a minuscule, and I mean minuscule portion of women, have the capacity for logic and reason. The overwhelming majority of them are simply not capable of being logical. So I want to show some examples. Remember this one, Savannah? I had her on a video a couple of days ago. Let's see what she has to say.
Alright, I vowed to never break my silence on this issue because it's so vitriolic, but the time has come.
For you to say something utterly irrelevant that will in no way help the situation in the grand scheme of things whatsoever.
Especially since we're seeing a lot of the commentary surrounding birth control, and once again, women not being in their prime in their 30s, but being in their prime in their 20s. Now, these are both sentiments that I actually agree with.
And now watch as she will completely torpedo her own point and prove she doesn't even understand what she's ultimately arguing for. Or over, actually.
However, and this is a PSA for all men on the right wing, we really need to work on our delivery of our messaging to women. There is a reason why women are leaning more towards liberalism and men are leaning more towards conservatism.
These are political issues, not social. Keep that in mind.
And there is a reason why men are drawn more to that Andrew Tate-esque style of commentary and women are averse to it. Because guess what? Men and women are different.
Agreed, but you don't want the reality of that difference to manifest in a manner that is a detriment to you personally now, do you?
Now, I completely agree with all of these sentiments of women should be mothers as soon as possible. They should stay at home with the family as opposed to being in corporate life. I agree with the sentiment that birth control is bad for us. It's bad for our brains and it changes our physical and mental structure, essentially. I do agree with the sentiment that we need strong men in society and that feminism is a lie that a lot of women have fallen for. I agree with all of that.
And now let me tell you how I want to make no discernible difference whatsoever, and ultimately that the problem is still the fault of men. No. You see, men are just too aggressive. The problem is naturally, of course, men. See, women are just soft and fragile, and we must cater to their feelings of fuck off. No, I'm not going to. Now, if you look under the post here, and to all the reply guys saying, we don't want women in politics, I'm not talking about politics here. These are cultural issues. These are social issues, and we're talking politics. When you speak about our messaging, conservative and liberal, those are political terms. And you think the way to get masculine energy back into society is to cater to women's emotions. Are you fucking insane? If our final goal is to create a society of healthy, happy women who ultimately become wives and mothers, we should be working to encourage and change the culture around women. How about the culture of women by getting them to talk less, as opposed to pushing them further into progressive extremes? Progressive extremes, again, that's politics. And at no point is there a pause to consider, how did you get here? No, I have to listen to some millennial lass telling me I need to consider softening my approach to make society become more masculine. You see Vex there? Friend of mine. Was on a show with her a couple of days ago. Very base lady. I suspect hiding power levels kind of base, and she's the one who made the title of the video, by the way. Even she writes, I'm confused. You say this isn't about politics, but you narrow your argument down to political terms and talking points in the video. Exactly. She doesn't actually say anything of substance, just that women should be mothers and wives, etc., etc. Traditionalist talking points. Doesn't talk about how we got here, what changes should be made, or even about why that's better for society. No. Just a wish list of things and telling us men to change the sales pitch. Nothing else was said. It's completely hollow. Look at this post by Revenant. Female conservative commentary branding is centered on sex appeal and girl power hype. What behavior is someone like Sidney Watson modeling? Singledom, childlessness, girl bossing, take selling. What is the difference between this and what progressivism has to offer? It's a good question, and honestly, I can't tell the difference. Hence why we get shit like this. Ashley Sinclair, the bimbo revolution is beginning. Well, aren't you two just great role models for conservatives? Very motherly behavior. And then you wonder why men call you a whore and an idiot. Total mystery, that one. Shout out to Hot Bastard, by the way. Next one, the feminist misogynist. Yes, very edgy. Red Pill takes real problems, finds men who suffered, and turns them into lifelong victims. They take experiences with evil women and project that behavior onto all women. They create echo chambers by finding these men to push men into believing all women are evil. Red Pill harms men. These men are led to believe that nothing they did caused hardships, while pushing the idea that any bad thing that happens is due to the women. They promote the idea that women won't take accountability, they won't, all while not taking accountability for their own actions, words, and lives. And notice once again, there is no commentary about the ills of women. At all. And you see me here, high shop, I like to buy a hell of a straw man, cheers. Does anyone remember when the red pill was supposed to be a metaphor about the realities of power? Because it actually had fuck all to do with men and women, up until it hit mainstream, when it was subsequently picked up by a bunch of morons. There's no wonder Curtis Yarvin is disappointed. He's the one who came up with the original concept of the red pill. And shout out to Andrew, I saw his post a while after that. He pretty much said the same thing as what I did. Like, this kind of empty, shallow, attention-seeking gunk is rampant everywhere lately. It's almost like it's coordinated in some fashion. Or this one, I don't know how I stumbled onto this one, and this one legit pissed me off. Meg Wise, very inappropriate name by the way, with a bloke named Adam Gandy saying, "You don't have to marry men, we are happy with what we have made," which is everything. Obviously, this is referring to civilization. But no, this attention-seeking wanker has to step in and say, except you didn't make you, a woman did. Notice she wrote, "Some of my best work happens in the replies." Is best work synonymous with when I'm a stupid moron, is it? Exploring Christianity free of oppression. If this is the crap you put out when you're free of oppression, I advocate we consider oppression again. I feel like it might solve a hell of a lot of problems at this point. Her saying, "The men who don't understand what happens during pregnancy, oh my god." Chap named Meta is replying, "Logically speaking, with solid science, both sexes are highly involved in the creation of life." Yeah, it's mandatory actually. Women do not create life. The fact that babies can be born outside of the womb is proof enough. But genetic material is required from both sexes. 100% true, no lie detected. Her reply, "I'm not talking about conception." Yes, you are, you daft git. How the hell did a woman supposedly make him in the fucking first place then? You didn't make you, but men don't understand what happens during pregnancy, and I'm not talking about conception. By the way, to say women make children, that's like saying an oven creates a pie. And then people wonder why I'm a monarchist. Well, this tussle with the one Graham Mitchell, who completely mauled the thread, by the way. As I said, I think a woman giving birth and growing human life is an incredible superpower. What I don't like is that women nowadays, especially in the West, act like they're out here creating lives on their own, while men are too stupid to recognize how important they are, so someone has to remind them. There is no life without a man. None. Same as you. What about the torture, pain, dedication, and competition men go endure to acquire value and resources in order to attract a woman and pass down their genes? Women never think about that. I could say that all women have to do is open their legs and it would be true, but it would be extremely reductive, wouldn't it? Completely logical. And of course, attention-seeking wanker over here, I would say most of what men experience is still nothing compared to what women experience in pregnancy and childbirth. And this is where I get involved after being gobsmacked by this. I quoted it saying, "The fucking ego to say something like this. Holy shit." This one screenshots that, going, "My mentions are usually pretty well, but this is next level. Impossible challenge. Learn what's actually involved within prenatal, birth, and postpartum stages. And until then, stop talking about women's health, period." And it proceeds to go off the freaking rails. Telling her to quote tweet me and stop being such a coward. I can understand doing this to say an article headline, but this is just petty bitch territory. I can see why she didn't do it directly, because she proceeds to get ratioed and humiliated. Me telling her, "Challenge for you, lass. Try not comparing your genitals with the struggles of man. You were the one comparing the entire existence of men to giving birth, you dozy bint." Look at this. Sorry you forgot women have an entire existence outside of giving birth. She is the one who focused on childbirth and pregnancy. Notice the goalpost shift. Oh yeah, I still stand by what I said. And remember, I said most. There are exceptions. Yes, and the most is in the context of men, not women. Secondly, I never said anything about women's health. I said you have an ego. Jesus Christ, woman, learn to take the L and move on. Does she do that? No, she decides to keep digging and pivot in a move of pitiful desperation. You're not the only person in the screenshot, lol. Who has the ego here exactly? You dumbass! You're the one replying to me! And the only person who said most is you! Can you fucking read? By the way, at this point, I'm snapping. If you see me type in full caps, it's because I'm actually yelling. I mean, this is pathetic. If it wasn't me you're talking to, then just say that after my initial post, you gimp. It's only after she starts taking the L's that she pull this bollocks. And as you can see here, she still kept replying. Now, I'm sure some of you will sit there and say, Spoon, why the hell are you getting so worked up over these idiotic trolls? No. You guys have to understand this. This is not a once-off incident. This was a pattern I recognized throughout the entire day. These posts, whenever you had a man express a logical, rational-based critique of women, they would respond damn near exclusively with emotion and some other insult based around sex, like it's the only currency women can understand. The moment they encounter logic, it's like a spanner short-circuits their mental faculties. And I'm seeing this over and over again, bug-eyed, staring at my screen thinking, holy sweet Moses, women actually cannot process logic. Here's an example from just a few hours ago. Bloke says, women have consistently voted left. The whole Overton window has shifted to the extreme left since women began to vote. You damn well have voted for this, same with mass immigration, and a host of other things men would never have endorsed, consequence time. Dozibin replies, incel please, there you go, case in point. I am not every woman, regardless of what the song says. Sweet mother. He didn't say you are every woman. The use of you refers to women as a mass, seeing as he started off his reply by saying women have consistently voted left. This would be obvious to you if you happen to have a lick of common sense or a penis. But we have more. So many ass-backwards comments about women being too emotional and shouldn't be allowed to vote. I swear some of you conservatives are as dumb as a bag of rocks. No logic, no rationality, just emotional screeching. The irony, of course, being she's proving them correct. Congrats, you're getting owned by the very people you call ass-backwards. And they didn't even do anything. Well done indeed. Then we have Tree of Logic, who has fuck all, by the way, and when presented with it, blocked me immediately. Said this after a chap replied that women vote emotionally upon seeing women voting in favor of Biden over Trump. Hobra here blames women for being too emotional when voting for Biden, but they're based as fuck when voting for Trump. This is why women don't take you clowns seriously. These people are so fucking stupid. How they can walk and breathe at the same time is a miracle. Let me explain this to you very slowly, so it might permeate your thick skull. Voting for Biden is objectively stupid. It's completely irrational, right? Voting for Trump is not, because the country was objectively better when he was president. Therefore, when the emotionally charged, damaging action of voting for Biden is not done, they are not emotionally driven, because they're voting for the objectively better candidate, which is the logical action. This is building blocks level simplicity here. If you can't understand this, you're just dumb. Simple as that. Now here's the thing. I completely understand why women are behaving in this manner whenever the topic of women's suffrage comes up. Why it's all emotion and absent of any logic whatsoever. It's rather simple. It's entirely based on this absurd political concept of equality, which doesn't freaking work. There is no logical reason for why women should have the right to vote. Functionally speaking, it's been an utter disaster. Women are not wired to understand concepts like duty and accountability. Take a look at voting. What is more often than not their main issue? Abortion. Oh great, so your main issue is entirely self-centered, based on your own ability to maintain a get-out-of-jail-free card as you engage in recklessly irresponsible sexual escapades. You think a politician's job is only to make sure you can shag without consequence? Because apparently some do. Now obviously, I don't think the problem is women per se. No, it's democracy overall. Just the problem of women is amplified by democracy. The conversation around this topic, though, is fascinating because the default response from women who oppose this is just, oh, you hate women. It really is like talking to a child. They don't hate women. They just think you're destructively stupid. It's rather ironic, seeing as the response of, you just hate women, kind of proves their point. Like, this attitude shows you how selfishly stupid they are, and it's all about this perception of power. No higher purpose, nothing more. And men, upon seeing this, rationally default to, Why the hell are we listening to this? This is destructively stupid behavior, and they offer nothing productive to society in this realm whatsoever. For women, it revolves entirely around what they want. For men, it is about the duty to maintain civilization. Women simply have no idea how reality functions. In the world of men, it's about people. In the world of women, it is all about themselves. Case in point, lastly, this.
Girls, tell me if I'm right about this, but whenever...
That Valley Girl cadence, I swear to God. One day when I get older, I will open up a school in America where I will make women swoon with this accent and then browbeat them into shedding that rhythm of talking. I would consider that my gift to humanity.
I talk about something to my boyfriend and I have something to rant about and something just did not go well. All I want to hear is like, yes, you did well. Good job. They wronged you. They were wrong. Like, I just want my hype, woman, hype man. But every single time I tell my boyfriend, he's like, this is the logical way to solve this and here's a solution. And I'm like, no, I don't want you to fix my problems. I just want you to tell me that I did good. Like, hello.
Okay, this type of behavior at some point will drive a man completely insane. Let me explain to you how men work. We are logical creatures. We are made for problem solving, right? Chris Rock had this bit many a year ago. What do men want? 3 things: food, sex, silence, that's it. Feed me, fuck me, shut the fuck up. It's funny because it's true. Men see this kind of BS. You know what they think? I want silence. She's moaning. She has problem. Solve problem. She shuts up. That is all we think. We have more important things to do than listen to you whine about irrelevant bullshittery. When we see this kind of shit, it is utterly infuriating to us. Especially when you have no capacity to self-reflect and perhaps recognize the problem might be you. No. You just want someone to champion your stupid drama in a potentially never-ending cycle that does absolutely nothing useful, and you're subjecting the guy to the shit for no other reason other than to feed your own fucking ego. When you subject men to this kind of wank over and over again, I do not feel a shred of sympathy if he gets aggressive with you or tells you to piss off. Because honestly, I consider being subjected to this kind of behavior a form of torture. This is something that I've concluded recently. The reason why men tell women to be quiet is not because they hate them. No. It is because the more they have to hear them talk, the faster they will inevitably grow to hate them. And telling them to stop talking was really for their own benefit. Someone said this on Twitter a while ago, and I 100% concur with the sentiment. In our political climate, it is objectively impossible to acknowledge reality and not be called a misogynist. Politics really has screwed the world into dog-bollock and madness. Cheers for watching, and once again, I apologize for nothing.